a combination of a root smudge, foils, and balayage on my model Jackie. She is a natural level 3 with existing highlights that are between a level 7 and a level 8. And what we're going to be doing is smudging out some of the highlights that go quite a bit up, and then transitioning her to more of a lived-in ombre. And to do that, I'm going to be switching between foils and traditional balayage. Let's get started.
So I'm starting in the nape area, moving up the head as I go. For my balayage, I like my consistency to be a little thick, so I use Kenra No Ammonia Lightener with 40 volume in a 1 to 1.5 ratio. Using a high volume developer will give me maximum lift out of foil. Taking diagonal partings creates a softer disbursement of lightness, mimicking a natural sun-kissed look. I like to saturate the ends a bit more, because it creates that ombre effect where the brightness is more concentrated at the bottom and has a softer diffused look at the top. I actually really like using cotton to separate the sections because it's a great way to keep your sections clean without having any smudging. Right around the occipital bone, I'm switching to using foils instead of cotton as my method of separation. That's because the nape area will process the longest, so the hair doesn't need the foil to help it lift. By folding my foil the way that I do, I can copy my own sectioning and keep everything really organized. Plus, it also looks pretty cool. At this point, we're finishing out the back and switching to foils to ensure the timing of all the lifting remains the same. Here I've also switched to using 20 volume since the heat from the foils will allow for a faster process. Alternating between slices and weaves, I'm doing a very light teasing to create softness and following her natural growth pattern to achieve that softer, more natural look. also added a mid-tone to help blur out her old highlights. I've used Kenra Color Permanent Color in 6NA to create a blend between her natural color, old color, and her new color. So now we're moving to the front, and here I'm still taking diagonal sections, but these ones are more of a slight diagonal back, beginning at her front hairline and moving upwards. For a more natural look, I like to follow the head shape and how my client's hair naturally falls. This allows for maximum coverage and placement, working smarter, not harder. And as I go up, I just take small sections so I have more control over how much product I'm using and where I'm placing it. And then we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. So now that we've moved on to the other side, I wanted to take a minute and chat about the basics of color, because the question I get asked most often is, how do I know what colors to use when? So the hair is on a level system from 1 to 10, which goes from darkest to lightest. And it also goes from red to yellow when tracking the underlying pigment. For this, I'm just going to leave out levels 1 and 2 because they're actually too dark for the naked eye to perceive any underlying pigment. And these pigments are what live inside the hair, and they always play a part in your formulations. Depending on your desired result, you can choose to either enhance, cancel, or control that pigment. To enhance, you'd be using more of that color. To cancel, you're going to go across and use the complementary tone. And to control, you're going to use a little bit of both to create a more soft version of that color. So hopefully this and the chart that I've put up here as well has explained things just a little bit better and made it easier for your formulations. So you can see her hair lifted beautifully to a nice level 8. but that also means that it's very warm and brassy. After washing with Kenra Platinum Restorative Shampoo, I toned her first with the Kenra Color Demi Permanent Rapid Toner in green blue and left it in for 3 minutes. And then I used 8B for 20 minutes. Now for the finish. Seriously, this is probably the most overlooked but most important step in a great color service. For her blow dry, I've chosen Kenra Professional's Smoothing Blowout Lotion 14 and Nitro Memory Cream 18. The Smoothing Blowout Lotion is fantastic for frizz-prone hair because it gives you that smooth and manageable hair for up to 4 days. The Nitro Memory Cream is ridiculously cool, and I mean ridiculously cool. Using just a tiny amount, because it's 10 times denser than a typical mousse, you can create amazing looks that last up to 3 days without any of that annoying sticky aftertouch. I love layering these products for a smooth finish that will last for days and have your clients asking for it every single time. And we're done. So you can see the finished look now. It's so much softer than it was before. It's more natural and shiny, no more harsh streaks, and the tone is so much more balanced. It's gonna have a much easier grow up for her, and if she wants to go lighter in the future, the palette is so much more even now. I really want to thank you guys for watching my video. I'm not a videographer by any stretch, so thank you for bearing with me through all of this, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.